What Apple lost and gained after Steve Jobs' death. Exactly 10 years ago, a friend in California phoned me and inquired whether I had heard of Steve Jobs' death. At the time, Twitter, news sites, and all other forms of media had not yet eclipsed Apple's disastrous announcement. The rest of my trip was spent writing about the founders of Apple and their impact on the company and the world, rather than relaxing as I had originally intended.
Several times over.
When Steve Jobs died, I rejoiced by saying it was too early to judge the company's success because it was still delivering items that he had helped design. Hello everyone and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we'll be looking at what Apple lost and gained after Steve Jobs' death. Yeah, you heard it right, so let's get started with our video. About 1/5 as long as Apple has been in business, Tim Cook has been the company's CEO. The comparison between Cook's Apple and Jobs' legacy is problematic because we don't know how Jobs would have handled the identical decisions Cook has made. As long as the time isn't out of the question, I'll give it a go. Many others projected Apple's doom after Jobs' death, including Oracle CEO Larry Ellison, a close personal friend of Jobs. In the absence of Steve Jobs, Cook would have to cope with dangers like the growing popularity of Android-powered smartphones, even if you didn't feel he was irreplaceable. Analysts still thought Apple had a good shot at success under Cook. Before the death of Apple CEO Steve Jobs, hedge fund manager James Altucher predicted that Apple would become the first $1 trillion company. But Altucher didn't mention that Apple became the first company valued at $2 trillion less than 9 years after Jobs' death. Apple's market capitalization has increased by more than 6-fold since October 5, 2011, adroitly guiding Apple's growth via efforts like increasing its service offerings. Cook established himself as one of the best CEOs in business history as the smartphone sector matured. But would Apple have been more successful had Steve Jobs been CEO? Is the most relevant question from Wall Street's perspective. It's not about whether Apple would have achieved Tim Cook's record-breaking accomplishments had it been headed by Steve Jobs. According to several pundits, Steve Jobs had introduced a game-changing technology every 2 years, and Tim Cook would fail as Apple's CEO if he didn't keep up with that pace. This was absurd, as I said at the time. Even Steve Jobs didn't alter history as much as many people thought he did. On the other hand, Cook should have been given a longer time to show Apple's plan under his leadership than 2 years. Because of the passage of time, Cook's products may now be compared to Jobs' iconic products, including the Apple II, Mac, iPod, iTunes, iPhone, and iPad. The Apple Watch has been the company's most important new product since 2011, with over 100 million people wearing it, including 1/3 of iPhone users in the United States. It's fair to compare the wristwatch to the iPod since it's a bigger business than the iPod was when it was at its height.
She's just like kind of mad.
You know, when she gets a new kitty, it will pass.
In addition to AirPods, another evident mega hit of the Cook era is the current wireless earbud industry, which was developed and continues to dominate. They're as iconic as standard iPhone earbuds ever were, and far more profitable for Apple. The idea of releasing a product as popular as the Apple Watch and AirPods would make every Apple rival salivate. Despite this, none of Jobs' most notable accomplishments has been culturally transformative in the way they were. In contrast to other wearables that have attempted to transform our relationship with technology fundamentally, the Apple Watch has been a success due to Apple's careful concentration on fitness and health. AirPods are a beautiful addition, but they are only a gimmick for the time being. When it comes to changing someone's life, there is a limit. For a few years after Jobs' death, Apple product presentations were handled by Cook and other longtime Jobs associates, and they seemed like Steve's notes were missing their most crucial component. After seeing that the same few white males appeared at every event, Apple decided to mix things up by bringing in a larger, more diverse group of employees to do the presentation. COVID-19 and the move to virtual events further distanced the company from Steve Notes' method. Even if live product launches return in 2022, prepared videos will play a stronger role than when almost everything that mattered was happening in front of a live audience. We won't soon forget Steve Jobs' contributions to the world. He would have been aghast at some of the things Apple has done in the last several years, but this is no evidence that they have gone off the rails.
This is Kinsey.
Kinsey, say hi.
Hi, I've always wanted to meet
Her
you.
mom.
The company's emphasis on the future, rather than its history, is shown by this decision. To put it another way, that's positively Steve Jobsian. Well, that's all for today's video. Tell us in the comments section how today's video was. I hope that you found this one interesting. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing for more. And don't forget to provide us with your valuable feedback. We'll see you in the following video with some more notable celebrities, facts, and stories. And until then, stay tuned.